Today we're talking about a super important topic, and that is how to minimize the risk of an ACL injury. The ACL is one of the key ligaments in your knee that helps to stabilize it. But unfortunately, ACL injuries are very common in football. I had one last year and it took me around a year to get back from. So yeah, these injuries can be really devastating because of the rehab time it takes to get back from. But luckily, there's things that you can do to minimize the risk of you getting injured. Firstly, let's understand how ACL injuries happen. Usually they occur during sudden stops or change of direction, or during awkward landings. All of these things are very common in football, but luckily, as I said, there's things you can do about it to minimize the risk of getting injured. The first thing that you need to work on is your strength, especially your strength around your quads, your glutes, and your hamstrings. Strong muscles can easier handle the demands of the game, and by having really strong muscles around your knee joints, it helps stabilize and control your movements during really fast games. Also, don't forget your core. A strong core really enhances the stability and balance of your body, which helps to control the body during very dynamic movements. That decreases the strain on the knee joint, and it also decreases the risk of awkward landings and weird turns. In Sweden, there's a whole program that has been done to lower the risk of knee injuries. Basically, there's a set of different strength and stability exercises and jumps and landings that should be done in part of the warm-up to basically help stabilize and strengthen the knees. So here's a couple of those exercises that you should do as well. So as I said before, you should do the strength and stability exercises, but you should do also the jumping and landing exercises as part of your routine. So if you haven't done this before, you should probably start with 2 legs. So basically you're just gonna jump forward and land, and then you must stay like this for a couple of seconds before you move up again. The most important thing is when you're jumping now, is that when you jump, that your legs don't go inside or outside, that when you jump, it really the knees go forward. So really try to minimize that you get some of these weird movements like this. The next one is that you're gonna just jump instead of 2 legs, you're gonna jump with 1, land, and go up again. Then once you've done this a couple more times, you can try to make it a little bit harder to put a little bit more stress on your knee joint. Is you're gonna basically go up and you're gonna jump and you're gonna land, rotate in the air. So you can do a little bit of rotation. You can just do a little bit more. The last set of jumps that you can work with is something I like to call the ice skater jumps. So you're gonna go basically sideways, land, stay, up. So you wanna really push up high, land, stick the landing, push up again. The next thing that is very important is something that's probably very obvious, is basically 3 things. Proper preparation for your training, proper warm-up, aside of the things that I just showed with the strength and landing, and a proper cool down. So preparation, obviously, make sure that you're sleeping well, you're eating well, hydrated, that you're not super stressed. And obviously a really proper warm-up aside of what I just showed, get yourself really warm, get some dynamic stretches and that kind of stuff in it, and a proper cool down, static stretches, a really soft jog after your training, and then some stretches. So that's super key. Might seem very obvious, but it's also something that's very overlooked sometimes. We think that, okay, I can just go in right into training and you'll be fine, but don't do that. So the last tip that is very, very important is that you use the right boots for the right surface. I see a lot of people using like grass boots on, for example, like a AG surface like I'm standing on now. That can be very dangerous because the studs that are made for grass boots are much more aggressive than they would be for an artificial field. So the ones that I'm wearing now, they're made for this kind of surface, and these are grass boots. It's super important because wearing the right studs or like the right boots for the surface is gonna like minimize the fact that you're gonna get stuck or slip, and can be the cause to your injury. So yeah, that's it for today. Make sure you really take those tips seriously and you really try to do all of these things regularly, because like it doesn't help that you do like some strength and stability work like once in 2 weeks. Like that's not really gonna get an effect for what you're looking for. So yeah, really do these tips regularly if you don't want your knee to look like mine, because that rehab process, like I don't want my worst enemy to go through that. Make sure to take it seriously, and I'll see you on the next video.